Royal, Noble, Honorable brothers and sisters from around the world. This is another message in collaboration with AXJ Global News Network related to subject matters humanity. When we have witnessed Donald Trump beating up CNN, we have become for the first time familiar with the degree of attacks and violence that he is directing to the news and to the media altogether here in the United States. When we talk about violations of humanity, most definitely and most certainly the freedom of press is a most important subject matter. As we have seen in propaganda speeches in the Third Reich, that violence communicated with passion, with emotion, initiates violence and ignites and induces others to enter a state of aggression and violence. We cannot ignore the current signs that we witness here in the United States of America. When Donald Trump communicates a hoax and fake news, he's doing that in an utmost emotional, very powerful fashion. And it is when you witness the uproar of his followers, very clear that such energies attract, stimulate, and not in a positive fashion. Let us be very true about everything we communicate here. Any sort of wrong communication through the media is based and founded on wrong information provided by the source. Donald Trump and his legislation and his team have failed so far to apply honesty. He cannot expect to find a soil of honesty when he himself is misleading on a consistent foundation, the press and the people. When we go back to the visual of Donald Trump beating CNN, we also cannot fail to connect that with Robert Mueller and his investigations. Donald Trump is most aware that Robert Mueller is at this point of time not able to make any statements to his claims of hoax and fake news. He's making his investigations. And Donald Trump, in the meantime, is doing nothing else as he did with CNN. He's bullying and beating an investigation and its operative members in the public eye. It is, again, an environment that can initiate acts that lead to inhuman actions, that lead to violence, to discrimination. It might even lead to hurting, shooting, killing individuals from the law enforcement community and the media. We do not know what people behind closed doors have in mind when they listen to the speeches, to the fiery and fiery speeches that Donald Trump on a daily basis presents to the public. What they take from such speeches. The only thing what we can see is that most certainly their emotions are stirred up. And such energies we again witnessed in the Third Reich uprising. It is the same energy that creates hatred. And from such hatred, acts of violence are committed against humans. And therefore violations to humanity are the consequence from such speeches. It is not a minor violation. It is something that we need to see as what it is. An inducement to violence, an inducement to concealment, and an inducement to discredit truth. Additionally, we need to address AXJ Global News Network and the Light Kingdom Party, Mr. Caduceus, that the results from such speeches throughout history have always been the same. It is people are divided, and violence subsequently leads to even greater concern and danger for everyone, not for a single person, but for everyone. Therefore, it is very clear that also in his speeches that consistently play with the information that, of course, he with his powers has the possibility to pardoning individuals, that individuals induced to violence might come to the belief that when they engage in a violent act against the media, against the honorable members of the FBI and law enforcement, that they will be pardoned. We are not only talking about Manafort. We are not only talking about the Trump family. We're talking about the individuals that in their own miserable lives find a way out through violence to communicate on which side they're standing. And that is to utmost concern to AXJ Global News Network and to the Light Kingdom Party. Royal Noble, honorable brothers and sisters from around the world, it is our intent, it must be our purpose to reach out to people. It must be our intent, it must be our purpose to communicate words of peace, hope, love, and dedication to each other, and to empower each other on the right reasons, on a foundation of solidarity, on a foundation of unity, of global unity. As no man can choose where he's born, if wealth is given in his cradle, and what future he might face. To discriminate, to bully another is a most serious crime. And to provide the inducement to pardoning for such criminal acts, which we also saw in the presidential race happening, that legal fees will be paid for aggressors. Donald Trump himself communicated that. And it is the chain of dialogue that is initiated by Donald Trump that reflects very clearly great violations against humanity. It is not only the children in prison. It is not only that such children are subjected to sexual abuses. It is not only that parents are divided from their children, but additionally that immigrants altogether are marked as criminals, like Jews have been marked as nothing other than that. We all are the enemy of the state for Donald Trump that stand on the right side. And we need to caution this world to keep their focus on us, because our safety is as much in question as the integrity of our democratic values that we have been seen fading in the last year. Ductus exemplo, leadership by example. The Light Kingdom Party is directing its truthful light upon earth. We reach out with our hearts and our souls to you, the people, to come and join us on our journey to stand with light against all dimensions of darkness.